Welcome to the deep dive. Okay, protective gear on. Because we are diving straight into that big, messy buzzword zone, the digital rabbit hole.
Yeah, it gets confusing fast.
Right. So our mission today, quickly define 3 key ideas: filter bubbles, echo chambers, and algorithmic radicalization. Then we dig into the surprising scientific debate about how much algorithms actually influence you. Okay, let's unpack this.
First off, we really need to nail down the vocabulary because the key thing isn't just what they are, but, how they work differently.
Okay, so let's talk digital isolation. You've got the passive thing and the active choice, right?
Okay.
Like the filter bubble, that's implicit, kind of involuntary. The algorithm just isolates you intellectually and maybe hides challenging views.
Exactly, without you necessarily choosing it. It's algorithmic curation doing the work.
So then the echo chamber, is that more explicit? Like users actively choosing to surround themselves with like-minded people, amplifying what they already believe.
Yeah, that's often self-selected. It's more about social dynamics, selective exposure, but algorithmic radicalization, that's different. That's the really specific and actually highly contested idea that the algorithms themselves act as an escalation engine.
An engine, so not just filtering or reflecting group beliefs, but actively pushing users towards more extreme content.
Precisely, systematically guiding them. That's the hypothesis anyway.
And the thing driving all this,
Yeah.
it's the recommender system, the Rexes.
Yeah.
Its goal isn't making us better citizens, right? It's just pure engagement. How long can we keep you on the platform?
Exactly. It learns through reinforcement learning, basically. What keeps you clicking, keeps you watching. And it often figures out that, sensational, polarizing stuff. Things that trigger anger or outrage.
High arousal emotions.
Right. Those are really efficient tools for maximizing engagement. So it finds that stuff and promotes it.
And this is crucial. It's an economic feature, part of the business model, not necessarily some political plot twist.
Absolutely. It's about optimizing for profit. And that profit motive lands us right in the middle of this big academic argument.
This is where it gets really interesting. Our sources call it a scientific clash, a real disagreement based on the evidence. So on one side, you've got studies arguing for the radicalizing algorithm.
And a lot of that evidence comes from, sock puppet audits, automated bots. They're designed to see the algorithm's potential direction without human choices confusing things.
Isolating the algorithm's influence.
Yeah. So for instance, some TikTok research found that for accounts showing vulnerability, like expressing loneliness, recommendations for misogynistic content shot up, 4 times higher, from maybe 13% to over 50%, 56% in just 5 days.
Wow. Okay. That shows rapid amplification, at least potentially.
It shows the potential for rapid, targeted, algorithmic push.
But then you look at the other side. Studies using huge amounts of real user data, and they often argue the opposite, right? That it's mostly about users' pre-existing views.
Exactly. Some big studies actually suggest YouTube's algorithm, on average, might even have a moderating effect. It guides typical users toward more sort of centrist stuff than they might pick on their own.
So how can both be true? That seems completely contradictory.
Well, that's the aha moment, really. They can both be true. The sock puppet studies, they reveal the system's latent danger, the potential harm, especially for vulnerable users. Think of it like the canary in the coal mine.
Okay, it shows what could happen.
Right. But the real user data shows that this specific danger, this extreme radicalization pathway, isn't what's happening to the average user. So the challenge isn't really the median experience.
It's protecting that susceptible minority, the ones who could be pushed down that path by the system's worst-case potential.
Precisely.
So, okay, responsibility. Who's on the hook? It sounds like it's spread out: platforms, creators, users. But platforms seem primary because they build and control the architecture. And in the U.S., laws like Section 230 kind of shield them.
They definitely bear the primary weight because of that control and the profit motive driving the design. If the incentives are skewed towards engagement above all else, you need to address that.
And there are technical fixes, things platforms could do.
Yeah.
Like these algorithmic circuit breakers.
Yeah, mechanisms designed to interrupt that kind of rapid escalation spiral towards extreme content. And then there's regulation. Look at the EU's Digital Services Act, the DSA.
Right, mandating transparency, forcing platforms to do these annual systemic risk assessments, basically making them look for and mitigate the harms their own systems might cause.
Exactly. It's about forcing accountability.
So it sounds like the only real way forward is that 3-pronged approach you mentioned. You need regulation to fix the incentives, you need technical accountability from the platforms themselves, and, societal resilience, media literacy for all of us.
That seems to be the consensus. We're kind of stuck in the rabbit hole, but maybe we can build better guardrails.
Okay, so that leads us to our final thought for you to chew on. If the very architecture of the internet, these algorithms, are designed to find and exploit your emotional biases for profit, does that fundamentally compromise your ability to think critically and exercise real agency online, no matter how media literate you think you are?